So, if you guys were like beginners starting out, what is the very first thing you should learn? And I'll go first on this one because I was kind of touching on it just a second ago. But I think one of the very first things you should learn or you should do, you should find a character that you find fun. That's cool. You go to the character select screen and you kind of look because sometimes when you don't really, know the game, it's like it's hard to tell who you're gonna like right off the bat. So you need to go to character select, look at the cast, see who's cool. You can even look at some videos. You might have seen a video of a player playing a certain character, like, man, that looks dope. Let me, I want to try that. I see that it looks cool. Go to character select, pick your character, kind of go through the move list to see what the moves look like. That's another thing too. Sometimes these characters be doing some lame moves. They got some sorry moves. So you need to find moves that you like to see because you're gonna be seeing them like a lot if you're gonna be playing a lot. So the character has to do moves that you like. They have to look like you want them to look, and you have to have fun with the character. I think that should be the very first thing you should do. But what do you guys think?
I agree. It's along those lines. The one that's most prolific for me back in the day before the internet, so there were no videos to look at. But
Yeah.
for me, it was the generator disc for the Dreamcast that had a demo. Dead or Alive.
Mm.
That was the first
Oh,
time I've ever seen that game. I didn't know what it was because, like, when I saw it, it was just the words.
good old dead or alive.
Yeah, and so when I was going through the demos, I'm like, yeah, you got your Sonic Adventure, you got the your Power Stone. I forgot which volume generator disc it was, but I saw Dead or Alive and I was like, I didn't know what it was. I clicked on it, and it was just the demo. It had Kasumi and Ayane, and
Mhm.
in case you guys didn't know, a little history there. That demo disc is the only game. It's the only file of the game that has their legit ages on there. So
Oh,
back
really?
yeah, because if you played a original Dead or Alive 2 game, their ages will be like question marks. And it's because they're
Oh,
their age. But in the disc, I was 16, Kasumi was 17.
oh, really?
Yeah. But so they were the only playable characters. And me, I'm a little kid. I'm like, wow, these girls are really pretty. I saw Ayana and I was like, I'm in love. I like her. I like her a lot. Now they showed the pictures of the other characters, but you couldn't select them. But I could select her. So when I was playing with her, yeah, of course I was taken by her beauty, but she was also just like really cool. And eventually got my hands on the actual game and started learning the story. So for me, it's more than just like playing with them. It's like the story behind them, their motivations, where they come from, all that stuff is what kind of leads me to like characters, and that carried on for every other game. Like Makoto, she was cool. I was like, man, why is she so interesting versus like all the other characters? Like, oh yeah, she has the dojo and her version of karate. It's hard for her to get new people in to teach it, and she's trying to keep it, going, keep the fight style alive. And she's like, I don't know, I'll just go to a tournament and beat everybody's ass with this this style of karate, so people can respect it. And then leading into games like Blaze Blue, Iron Tiger, just a big old dude who was I think he was like a war veteran who was about to die, but Tokunoa was like, nah, we gonna turn you into a Frankenstein Terminator. And he was like, so now he's loyal to her. It's a really cool story behind a lot of these characters. And so, yeah, oh man, Dead or Alive has the best menu screen anyway. But yeah, so like the more you're interested in the character, you want to learn about the character, everything else will kind of follow, like naturally, if you legitimately like a character. And keep in mind, I was like, what, 10, 9 or 10 when I first saw Dead Alive 2? And man, oh man, she kicked so high. Oh boy, does she kick so high. But man, this was amazing back then. I still to this day think Dead or Alive 2 was one of the biggest like uplifts and like technology, graphics, and gameplay for a sequel for any game. So
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a really big jump.
yeah,
It probably is. I was thinking the same thing actually. I was like, wow, I think DOA 2 is the largest leap. It's either DOA, no, yeah, it's definitely DOA 2. I was gonna say VF2 to VF3, but then I was like, nah, it's still this because it's crazy how big of a leap it is.
yeah, like it felt like it should have been on like compared to other games, it felt like it should have been on like a few consoles before it got to here.
Yeah.
And it was just so fast. It was like, dude, this is like it's the second game.
See, yeah, for me, I was like, man, this game looks like the future.
Yeah,
It's like this blows everything away graphically. The way the eyes blink, the way the lips move, like no other game just looked like this. It
yeah,
wasn't as smooth as this too. Like that's another thing that got me. It was like, man, this game feels so smooth and buttery. Whenever I
yeah,
press a button and do a move, it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
And the stages were so different. Like every fighting game has been a box. And then here comes this game where it's like you're outside, you're inside, you're on the Great Wall of China, you're on the side of the Great Wall of China, you're in that bottom basement of the Great Wall of China. Like, what? And everybody over here ring out like garbage, bro. I don't want to play no ring out game. But
Don't you talk about Virgin Fighter?
well, I'll talk about Virtua Fighter, Soul
so
Calibur.
Calibur.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I just thought it was like since I was spoiled to this, I thought it was so lame that the fight is over. I was like, see, it did alive. They like get your you. I ain't done beating your ass shit. I would come down there and shoot this fireball at you. Man,
Yeah,
so cold, bro. That's my
yeah,
girl right there, Ayane. For those who don't know, the purple haired bitch everybody hate.
yeah. Now, what about you, Cross? Like, if you're a beginner and you just jump into a game, like, what is the very first thing you should do and learn?
Assuming I like the game, I mean, I guess like I would find out if I like the game or not. I would like go to practice mode, maybe press buttons in it and move around. It doesn't matter what character. Like I would press buttons, move around. If I didn't like how it felt, I would try one more character that I felt was the opposite of the character I just played. And if it still felt like shit, I would not play the game. Uh, you know, movement and how the buttons feel are the most important thing in my opinion. If you get those basic things wrong in my eyes, then I know I'm not gonna like the game. And
Yeah,
so then the game is gonna be dropped. I don't care what character is in the game because I have to play that character in that game.
yeah,
So it doesn't
yeah,
matter. So first I have to like it's kind of like when I turned on Strive for the first time. I did a instant air dash and it felt like shit, and I said that was it. I
yep,
said that's all I needed to know. And
yeah,
it may seem a little drastic, but it's like movement is fun. And and you have to do it literally all the time when you're playing the game, and no matter what fighting game. And so if movement feels like ass and it's not fun to do, then that's the majority of me playing the game. So I'm not going to want to play the game anymore. But assuming I like the game, then yeah, the first thing I think I would try to do is find a character. Pretty much repeating what you said. Find a character that visually you think is cool, all the stuff you guys just said, you like everything about them, their story and all that type of stuff. Then I would probably go to practice mode. you know I would go to practice mode and press their buttons, see if I really like them, because like you said, they may have a move list that sucks, and you're like,
yeah.
oh, actually this move list sucks, I don't really like how they play. And so then
Ooh,
you
hey,
know
I remember Street Fighter 2 playing Dalzine. Yo, when everybody picked Dalzine, it was like, man, this character sucks. But at the same time, there are really great players like Filipino Champ that pick up Dalzine and they are a menace. Even back in Street Fighter 2, there are people who pick up Dalzine and be the cheapest thing ever.
yeah.
But most people they pick up Dalzine, like, man, this dude is floaty, he is slow, you know, but you know, he was definitely like good in the hands of a lot of players.